Canada. I hope you can hear me. I don't know, my sound was kind of down, so let me try it again. This is Erica Robinson from In the Company of Cards, speaking to you from Canada, speaking to you from my phone. So when I pull cards, I won't be able to show you as I'm pulling them because I don't have a third arm, but I will hold them up so that you can see them. First off, thank you all so much for your comments, your kindness, your confidence. I so appreciate all of it, and I will do my best to continue to merit it. Some of you have asked if I, ran away to Canada. I didn't run away to Canada. This was a planned trip. I'm speaking at a conference, which is why I'm a little more dressed up than I normally am when I'm with you. And I'm speaking in a few hours, and I'm teaching people Lenormand. So, as I told you, I would speak to you from here. It's a little bit of a, MacGyvered situation. The phone is on a candy box, which is on top of a box of cards, which is on top of another box of cards. But I hope you can see me and hear me, and let's see. So I've had a couple of nights of sleep. Two nights since that video that I did. And again, thank you all for your generosity and kindness to me. I appreciate that. I know in that video, it was very much meant kind of to be a, mea culpa. I saw it wrong. With 2 sleeps under my belt, I'm going to say that I don't think I saw it wrong. I saw what I saw. You saw what I saw. You saw how I saw what I saw because you saw me pull the cards. But what I want to say is this. It's so important for us as readers and for you as people watching readers to realize that nothing is ever written in stone. Which is to say that there are many, Susan Lin calls them exit points. There are many exit points in a single person's life. In other words, a baby is born and we all assume and presume that that baby will live to old age and die in their sleep. But that doesn't always happen, does it? You can be 9 years old and hit by a car. You could be 14 and get leukemia. You can be murdered. There are, what was not written in stone was the fact that there was a drunk driver, or, the fact that a killer saw you in their sights. So we are not the sole arbiters of our fate. We're not. And so I think that what all of us showed you was one trajectory, the best trajectory, the best possible outcome. What we didn't factor in was the fact that, again, there are other forces, since everything, since nothing is written in stone, that there were other forces that could influence the outcome of this election. Kamala Harris was meant to be the president. That was her destiny. I think it's still her destiny, but it was stolen from her, much as a life would be stolen if you're 9 years old and you're hit by a drunk driver. Something was stolen from her. We knew it was going to be stolen. We've known for a long time, but certainly those of us who weren't paying attention certainly had to have been paying attention when 45 said, Mike, we got that secret, right? We'll let you know what it is after the election. Well, now we all know what the secret was. So the election was stolen. I think that's a given. I think there were lots of different ways that it was stolen. I also, though, want to make clear that people did not vote. Let's talk about the above board votes, right? The actual votes that people cast. The ones where they went and they put the X on the thing or did the thing with the switch. The percentages are still what the percentages are, which is the majority of white men voted for 45. Even more white women voted for 45 than voted for him last time. So there is work to do on that front. I think that one good thing that's come out of this is that for white women, I think white women are saying to themselves, wait, I voted for Harris. I thought my friends all voted for Harris. So who didn't vote for Harris, such that there are 52% white women who went for 45? Something's not right. So white women, you need to talk to your sisters writ large, and maybe some of you, your biological sisters, I don't know, but something definitely went wrong there. Something went wrong with the 20% of Black men who voted for 45. So on the one hand, we have bad deed doing, we have Putin, we have Musk, we have 45, we have Mike Johnson, and people that I don't even know who else is in on it. There was definitely bad deed doing that hopefully will come to light. That's one issue. On the other side, there's another issue, which is there are people who voted the way they voted. And hopefully conversations will be had. But anyway, I think I'm going to, there are lots of trolls on this chat. Fine. I'm not looking at the writing, except that I saw that. That's fine. I think it's a time for bullies, right? A bully stole the election, so bully boys are feeling bold. And bully girls are feeling bold. And that's fine. Show yourselves. That's okay. Let everybody know. Listen, what comes to the light is good. It's good to see it. It's good to see. So come on down, trolls. It's fine. I don't care. That doesn't bother me. I read every comment. They were overwhelmingly supportive and positive. As I said I would do, I read the ones that were not, because I do think that in times like this, it is tempting to want somebody to blame, to want somebody to sort of metaphorically punch in the face. And I can see how some of us readers might be your chosen targets. So I read all the comments and deleted the ones that were inappropriate or whatever. But people can feel what they feel. It's fine. I think what's interesting is if there are trolls here. I'm fascinated that they're here in the first place, because you know what I think? I think in everyone's heart of hearts, they want to know what happened. Also, I think in everybody's heart of hearts, they want to believe that there is a universe out there, that there is a God who loves us, that there is support out there. And so they come here all mad, but it comes from a place of vulnerability. So blessings on them. It's fine. It's fine. If it bothers you that there are trolls here, do what I'm doing. Don't read it. It's fine. So what I wanted to do, I have the cards with me, and I thought I would look at a few things. So the first thing I think I'd like to look at is, was there cheating? Now, duh. But that's my opinion. Let's see what the cards have to say. So, I've shuffled while I've been talking, and I'm going to pull them. I can't show them to you as I've flipped them out, but because of my setup here. So if you think that I've, pre-selected them or whatever, whatever. I can't make you believe what you don't want to believe. So I'm going to look and see, was there cheating? Let that be the first question. And I'm just going to pull 5 cards. I know it's a yes/no question, but I'm curious. And I'm not even going to pull a center card. I'm going to let the universe decide that. So I'm turning them over now. And okay, the cards are the ship, the fox, the center card is the tower, we have the moon, and we have the snake. So those are the cards. And let me tell you what they mean. So here, how did this whole thing move forward? Through dishonesty on every level. Fox is the card for that. The center card is interesting because it shows me the universe knows what we're talking about. This is government. So the cheating was not just from, Putin and Musk. It was at high levels of government. Remember, Mike Johnson was in on what? The secret. So this is the tower for the card for government. And then the final 2 cards are the moon and the snake. So this is the card for reputation, image. And I'm going to say more about it when I show you the card that it mirrors with. And the snake is trouble. So what can I mirror? I can mirror the first card, which is our ship, with our last card, which is the snake. Now, this tells me, yes, this thing moved forward and all kinds of ugliness was around it. But I also think that it means that, because this is the last card, that this will come to light. And I'll tell you why I say that. I look at what else I can mirror. I can mirror this fox with the moon. So, this is reputation, this is image, all of that. I think what will come to light is that there's a lot. There were 20 million votes that weren't counted. How did that work? How did Harris even lose states that Biden won? Some people will want to chalk all of that up to racism and misogyny. I think a lot of it was that, but our cards are telling us with the fox and the snake that there was more to it than that there was cheating involved on a grand scale and in high levels of government. So, most of you already know that. Most of you, even before I reached the conclusion I reached, you reached the conclusion that something was not right. That it's not that the readers lied or that we cheated or that we told you what you wanted to hear, but some bad business went on. Okay. Another thing that I'd like to look at is how Harris is doing. Just because, I'm an empath and I feel for her. And I saw part of her speech. I couldn't watch all of it, but I watched part of it, and she seemed very calm, very composed, very peaceful. But I would just like to know how she's doing. So for that, what I'm going to do is look for her in the deck, and she'll be the center card, and then I'll pull cards around her. Okay, so I'm cutting the deck into 3. I'm doing what I always do. It's just that, I don't have my regular setup. By the way, I love being in Canada. Canadians are just lovely people. And it's nice to be away and be able to give some, get some perspective on things from a distance. I don't know why my cards are all mixed up, because they never are, but they are. But that's all right. It'll take as long as it takes. Again, if you have time and want to stay, that's great. If you want to troll, knock yourself out, because it really doesn't bother me. Not a bit. Not a bit. I taught for 30 years. I know all about trolls. And, So here's the Harris card. And I'm pulling the 2 cards that come before her. And then the 2 cards that come after her. Okay, Interesting. I mean, I can't imagine that she's not as gutted as the rest of us. But, like I said, a couple of nights' sleep have helped me move from that gutted place to a different place. And I think the same thing is true for her. So we have the crossroads, the garden, here's Harris, the scales card, which remember is the card that I added into the deck. And then the final card is the tower. So the first thing I want to say is that I don't see any weeping, gnashing of teeth, rending of clothing on the part of Harris. I think she is looking at what direction to go in. She conceded, because this is what we do in this country, unless we're 45. We concede if we lost. We don't say, no, I'm not going to concede because I won, you lost. We don't do that. What we do is we concede. But remember that there is time between November 5th and January 20th, when things will be reviewed, recounted, relooked at, etc. So she's taking that into account for the sake of the public. It's making me feel like she doesn't think all is lost here in this election. Okay, remember, she's the card in the middle. And then we have the scales card. Now, this is about, this is my card for cost-benefit analysis, the weighing of things. To what degree did money and power and influence affect this scale, right? Over against all of us who want, this country to be a more perfect union. So all of this is being weighed. And she knows that government is at a crossroads. This is the card for government. It's at a crossroads. So again, as many of you have said to me, as other readers have said, a lot can happen between now and January 20th. And I am not over here trying to sell a bill of goods, be Pollyanna, my favorite word. I mean, I don't know, 45 could well be inaugurated. But I do think this is being looked into. Now, Susan Lin, whom I think is just a terrific medium, got it wrong like the rest of us. Well, didn't get it wrong, but didn't realize that it would be stolen the way that it was. It made a really interesting observation on a video that she did yesterday, I guess. Or I saw it this morning, but I think it was yesterday. And she said that, our special 3-letter agencies, FBI, CIA, entertainment purposes only, YouTube, are not really about the business of uncovering things and making things public. They're more about the business of keeping things hidden and secret so that everything moves smoothly, right? That the cogs turn, the people go to work, the people go to school, and everything runs smoothly. They're not about, calling attention to bad stuff that happens. But, Susan Lin said, we have allies, and there are other agencies, international and specifically other foreign countries who have agencies. She mentioned Scotland Yard, but I think Scotland Yard's probably a metaphor for, all of the international agencies who certainly can look into this and publicize what they see. So what I think I want to look at is, will foreign agencies assist us in getting to the bottom of what happened? So believe it or not, the fox, which is the same card for, the cheater and the con, etc., now I am charging it not with that energy, but I'm charging it with the energy of one of its other meanings. And that meaning is the foreigner. So will our allies, will the world help us bring what happened to light? Okay, so I've shuffled and now I'm cutting. And again, I wish I could show you, but So we're looking for the fox, and I'm just gonna flip till I get to the fox, and I'll look and see what's around the fox. Again, this time the fox stands for friendly foreign governments. foreign agencies, foreign enforcement agencies. So here's our fox. He's a good guy this time. And I'm pulling the 2 cards before it and the 2 cards after. Okay. And I may pull some clarifiers, but I'll tell you what the line of 5 is. We have the clouds. We have the tree. We have the fox. We have the book. And we have the letter. Okay. And remember, all along, the letter has been my cards for votes. Now, the first thing I want to do is mirror. And I mirror by looking at the first card. This is doubts, suspicions, worries, about what went on. And the last card, that a card I can mirror it with, is the letter. So yes, foreign governments just like us will have doubts about this election, these votes. It's definitely shady. And then I can mirror the tree and the book. Don't love these, but I'll pull some clarifiers on them. This will take a long time. There's a lot of direct evidence, including out of 45's mouth, about cheating. But, you have to have your facts. So it will take a while to uncover what is hidden. Okay, but I do think this means that they will help us. And I'm going to pull some clarifiers on the fox. And I'm pulling some clarifiers on the book. And I'm pulling some clarifiers on the letter. Okay, so the clarifiers I pulled for the fox, and remember, this is friendly foreign governments and law and organizations helping us get to the bottom of this. And the cards are the anchor, the ship, and the sun. I like this very much. Again, this is our allies who still stand with us. Nobody except our enemies, of course, wants America to be a failed experiment. So I like the anchor here very much. And interesting that it's followed by the other nautical card in the deck, which is the ship. And yes, anchors can weigh ships down, but we have the anchor first. So I feel like this is them saying, yeah, we're going to look into this because it's in our interest too to look into this. We will go forward with that and we will help you find the truth. The sun is the antidote to the book, really. Now, the book, this is the secrets, the things that we don't know. We have the child, we have the tower, and we have the key. Love seeing the key here. I always say the key is to me, it's the fraternal twin of the sun. It's answers, right? So right in the middle, we have that. So this is things that are not known. I can mirror this card with the last clarifier. We will get these answers. And in the middle, we have, what did I say? The child and the tower. So this is something new. Something that we didn't know before, something new. And these are, I feel like, governments helping us out to figure this stuff out. Foreign governments, friendly foreign governments. And guess what? The last card was the letter. And I really like that very much because it's spirit telling me, yes, Erica, we know what you're talking about. You're talking about the election. You're talking about votes. So here's your vote card. Here's your voter card. And the clarifiers are the snake, the ring, and you'll never guess, 45. 45. So they will help us get to the bottom of what's going on, what the trouble was, what the bad deeds were. And there were a bunch of them. It was over a long period of time. Everything is interconnected. Putin's reasons are not China's reasons. China's reasons are not Netanyahu's reasons. Everybody's got, skin in this game. their own reasons, and they all wove together to create this circle of, sorry YouTube, evil. But yeah, he is at the bottom of this. Okay, at the head, the bottom. Well, not he's at the head. He's a figurehead. He's a puppet. He's a puppet that Vance and Project 2025 and Russia and China and Johnson. He's the puppet that they're using. Okay, but you know, I am in a foreign country, and Canada is absolutely an ally of ours, as is the United Kingdom, as is, you know, most of Europe, and I think that they will, Australia. I think that law organizations will help us get to the bottom of this. And you know, I don't know that there needs to be digging that far down to figure it all out. I think it was all, again, it's multi-layered, but I think a lot of this is obvious. I mean, obvious. Okay. I want to see what Biden is thinking right now. So you saw that older man card, and that was 45. I know that was 45. So, you know, save yourself some time. Don't come up in my feed and say, well, what if that was Biden? No, I'm the reader. You can read your cards. I'm reading my cards. That was 45. But now I'm going to take that same card, the older man, and charge it with the energy of Biden. Charge it just means intend that that card will stand for Biden, and that all the information from the other cards that I get are about Biden. All the other information is about Biden. Okay. Yeah, loose lips sink ships. Somebody's going to talk. That's what I think. And it's more than just one somebody. That reminded me of a question I want to look at. Hold on, I'm just going to write it down. Now, remember that Biden has all of these, here he is, all of these newly granted powers, right, that came to him courtesy of the Supreme Court. So will he exercise them? So the cards that I have are fish, ship. This is the card for Biden, the young woman card, and the whip. Now, by the way, Biden is a Scorpio. And Scorpios never like to show you their hand, their cards, so to speak. So there can be a lot going on behind the scenes with Biden that we don't know. I mean, he's got to be furious. First of all, the fish, this is emotion. What kind of emotion? He's angry. Angry. Anger is good. He is angry. So this is the first card. This is the last card. So I'm mirroring these two cards. How does he feel? Really, really, really mad. Now, we have this ship card. I like that. You know, that's him moving forward, you know. I don't know that I love the fact that this is the card that I mirror it with. Again, this is yin energy. It can be passive, but it could also stand for women, and him knowing that women got shafted. Granted, some women shafted us, but okay. Women as a whole have been shafted by what happened. So, you know, he has a wife, he has daughters, he has granddaughters, he has a sister. But I'm going to pull clarifiers on definitely on that woman card. I'll pull clarifiers on Biden. And that's the first thing. And I'm going to pull clarifiers on the young woman. And I'm going to pull clarifiers on that whip. Okay, so for Biden, the cards I get are clover, letter, and a heart. Okay, Biden, clover. Now, again, don't get confused. Clover is, yes, one of the happiness cards, but there are other meanings to each of these cards. I like seeing this here because this is not about being happy. This is about being fast acting, realizing that time is of the essence. Clover is quick, so that's good. Quick about what? About figuring out what the hell happened to the vote, right? Biden loves the country. He loves democracy. So he, in quick order, is going to do all he can and order that all that he can do be done to get to the bottom of what happened. Now, we have this yin card, remember? And I was a little, someone just said, I don't know what Biden can do. Biden has all the powers that the Supreme Court vested in the presidency. Obviously, they wanted it to be 45, but guess what? It's not 45 until January. Those are the powers that he has. So let's look at this young woman card. We have birds, we have sun, and we have moon. Now, okay, here's the yin card, young woman card. Birds, there are a lot of conversations going on. A lot of conversations to which we will not be privy about how to get to the bottom of what happened. And it's not just a post-mortem get to the bottom of what happened. It's to get to the bottom of what happened and say, there were votes not counted, there were votes miscounted, there were people, whatever the deal was. This can still change the outcome of the election. He's not president till he takes an oath. And he's not taking an oath, 45, until the 20th. There's a lot that can happen between now and then, and there are meetings and all kinds of things that we will not be privy to that are taking place around this. To bring what happened to light and to show things for what they really are. So I like this. As I said, he's really pissed off. He's really mad. That's the whip card. And I think that, we see him as sort of, I don't know, laconic and cool and slow moving and can't we all get along kind of. But his anger is our answer. Now, his anger is the key towards chipping away at this mountain. What is the mountain? The mountain is the impediment that was put between Harris and her rightful destiny. The mice chip away at that. They gnaw away at that. And I know you'd rather see like a scythe that would just come through and chop that whole mountain down. But this is about sort of little by little deconstruction of what happened, who did it, who hit it and ran. They're going to find all of that out, I know, because the key is the answer card. Also, his anger is what will fuel this. So I think that's really good. Okay. Now, one more thing I want to look at, because I don't want this to get too long, and I am presenting at, at this conference, and I want to kind of get my head wrapped around that. But I think that one of the things that I'd like to do is to look at Elon Musk. He of apartheid South Africa, who would like to bring some version back of that here. He of the $1 million giveaways. Come on, I mean, how is that right? Let's look at Musk. Does he face any danger in this investigation? And let's see, I'm going to use, you know what I'm going to use for him? The child. He may be super rich, obviously he is, and with all the power in the world, and way more power than he should have in terms of government contracts and things here. But there's a side of him that is incredibly undeveloped and immature and impetuous. And so the child card is perfect. So that's the card I'm going to use to represent Elon Musk. And I just would like to know, you know, what's going on? What will happen with him? I know I just see in the feed, I know, of course, he's been talking to Putin, and he's been very upfront about talking to. In other words, this is like a crime done in plain sight. It's a crime done in plain sight. And what we as readers saw was Harris's destiny and that trajectory. But now, you know, we're looking at other trajectories, and we're looking at can this be taken back and put back on course the right way? So I'm just going to look at Musk right now. So again, it's the child card, and I'm going to cut. And, you know, this will be the last thing I look at. I will come back tomorrow, and the day after that, and the day after that. Thank you for your constancy with me. It means a lot, and I will return it as I am able. So here's Musk, okay? And I'm putting the 2 cards to the left and the 2 cards to the right. Okay, interesting. So the 5 cards that I have are the cross, the stars, there's Musk, the stork, and then the mountain. All right. So I'm not going to draw clarifiers because I think this live has been long enough, but I will say that traditionally speaking, when you pull cards in Lenormand, and when the cross comes up, it means that whatever you're looking at is a non-starter. So this is not good for him in terms of his future. See, part of his immaturity is that just like 45 does, he tells on himself all the time, right? So they won't have to dig very far to find evidence of his bad deeds, right? So the future doesn't look good for him with that cross right in the beginning. This is the card for future. And then things will get better because he will be thwarted. He will be thwarted. Whatever plan he had to, I don't know, remake the economy. Oh, but first we have to have a depression and suffer. His words. He will be thwarted. Now, I am going to pull one clarifier, or clarifiers on one card, and that's the mountain. I want to see what that mountain's about. So the clarifiers on the mountain. I have the bear, the coffin, and the heart. Now, right, this is the impediment that Musk will face in his evil plan. And I think it's because 45, this is one of my cards for 45, because, you know, it's a card for the narcissist, entertainment purposes only. I don't think that 45's health is very good. As I've said that before, I know. And, you know, here's the coffin card, and here's the heart. Now, every time people see the heart, they want to think love. Okay, but I don't love it together with a coffin. I mean, that's not good. And the thing I can do is take this heart, which is the last card in this reading, and I can mirror it with the very first card in this meeting, in this reading. Cross and heart. I don't, I mean, 45 loves Musk, but I don't know that 45 will be in a position to champion Musk much longer. I keep seeing cardiac event. I'm not the only one, and I think that Musk will get his due. I'm gonna pull. I know I said I wasn't, but you know, I am. So I pulled cards on the stork because this is positive change, and the clarifiers are the tower, the fish, and then the scales card. I think this is not positive change for him because of that cross in the beginning. I think this is positive change for us in terms of government and also who gets contracts, who gets paid for our governmental contracts. You know, I think that's going to be reevaluated. No one guy, for example, should own NASA. What? I mean, does that even make sense? No. Somebody, some group of somebodies clearly had their hand off the switch. They were asleep at the wheel, whatever you want to call it, such that Musk has gained so much control over our government. So that's going to be reevaluated, which will be better for us. So, of course, that would then thwart Musk. Beyond that, I think that he also will face either deportation or jail. I think so. So anyway, this is as much as I could do today. Do keep your questions coming. Please keep your spirits up. Do what you need to do to take care of yourselves, as will I. And I'll see you next time. I don't know how to turn this off, but I guess I'll figure it out. No, I don't want to start a poll. Thank you. Okay, I'm stopping. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.